Good afternoon, guys, and happy Tuesday to all of your sunshiny faces. I am getting ready to go and take a shower and get to bed. But today I actually feel like I was a little bit more productive than yesterday. I got editing and uploading done today. I also did laundry. I did dishes yesterday, but I got up though earlier yesterday I think than I did today, but I just feel like I got more stuff done today and accomplished than I did yesterday. I don't know, maybe it was just a case of the Mondays yesterday, but today, like I said, I've been a lot more productive, I guess. But tomorrow we are having like the company that my cousin works for, they're coming out to measure the floors. The living room, or no, not the living room, the kitchen and hallway floors, I believe. Because we're getting those redone, because when we ended up putting down those new like tiles, when we did it when everybody was in lockdown, that was our big project when my dad was home. We ended up taking care of like the well, I think we repainted like the whole kitchen and the hallway and all that stuff, and I don't remember. I think we did the bathroom after. We did the bathroom before that. The other stuff, the kitchen stuff and hallway and all that came after. But we did the floors, like we did tile sticks, like the stick-on linoleum kind of tiles, and they did not go over very well at all. So they have been needing to be replaced, which is why they are coming out tomorrow to measure for that. And I think we're going with vinyl, like the vinyl wood flooring instead. So hopefully that works out a little bit better than what we've had. But speaking of the projects and things like that too, guys, I just have to say my room, it is a little bit like I still need to get this shelving thing all organized over here. I still need to get the shelves and order the shelves and the other part that I need for my desk, and like all of the organizers and everything like that from IKEA. And I know I keep saying this, like I just need to do it and not worry about, like, you know, because I keep thinking, you know, and then I'm like, oh, do I want to do this? What do I want to do here? Like, you know, that kind of thing. I need to just not think and just order it. But I think I had mentioned to you guys too how like it is kind of difficult though. Like, for example, I want to get something to organize the one side of the inside of this, like this shelf thing that I have down here. For example, down here, I want to get, these are just the old drawers from that drawer pull out thing that I had before, and I threw them just in here. They don't they do not work like they're supposed to. They don't stack properly, like the you know, like the organizers are actually inside of each other and stuff like that. But this is what it looks like currently underneath here, in these cabinets, and this is all stuff that could probably be reduced to like 1.5 shelves, honestly, because these shelves are so deep and go so far back. But there's just so much extra wasted space. Like I don't plan on keeping them in here. I want this stuff to go back, these shelves to go back with that, the little shelving unit that I had. However, the problem is that finding the right organizers that fit this space and like getting them and buying them, and then knowing like, oh, I want bigger ones, or I want some smaller ones, and like I want this size and I want that size or whatever, right? And I wanted to do it all from IKEA, because a lot of times a lot of this stuff from IKEA will be like, I don't want to say like universally sized, like the organizers and things like that, but for the most part, like they will fit their furniture. So like, for example, the cube organizers, those, you know, I always forget what it's actually called, something that I probably can't pronounce, but they have like the universal sized ones that fit those specifically. And I have like the mesh kind of like ones that go inside of there that I used to have for this metal kind of cube organizer thing that I had as well, that was in my closet. But I have the like mesh fabric type ones, and they're like, again too, it's like a universal size. Like even to like, I think Target makes like a brand similar to that, and like Walmart probably has something that's also very similar to those cube organizers as well. So like all of most companies kind of make those as like a universal size or whatever, where it's like, oh, they fit like cube organizers, right? But I mean, it kind of all like, you know, IKEA's is probably the most recognizable and the most noticed. But then they also have, like I said, there's different types of organizers, and you can get like a few bins that like stack on top of each other, but they all fit inside of those cubes. And like I said, you could probably get those from like another organizing shop or whatever, you know, like they have, I forget what it's called, like not bins and things, something like, I don't remember what it's called, but there's some company that's like the Container Store, you know, like they would probably have something as well that like just universally kind of like fits that size stuff or whatever. But like I said, for the most part, a lot of times, like even the IKEA like stuff that would go for like drawer organizers for like, you know, clothing and stuff like that, they all kind of fit their same size, you know, like dressers. So you don't have to be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get this and then realize, oh my gosh, it doesn't fit at all, you know. Most of the time they're, again, pretty universal as far as like the company goes. So if you're ordering like organizers from them, you will end up getting most of the time similar to the same size. And so for that though, that shelf, just again one example though, the one that I have down there, I don't know exactly what I want for it. And the thing is that if I'm ordering it, it's like I don't want to have to order it and then pay for shipping separately every time. I don't want to buy too few and then realize that I need more, and I also don't want to buy too many and then have way too much excess, you know. So it's like the idea of organizing it, and also not just like for the space, but also to like how much like stuff am I planning on storing in there, and like of what things. Like I think that's where I'm going to keep my makeup stuff. That's where it has been. So like I said, it might be where I continue to keep it, but like I don't know too, just like what stuff I want on what shelf and where I want this stuff and how I want it organized. And again too, I still don't know some of that until I actually get the shelves for over my desk, because that might end up dictating something different of where I'm keeping things, because I might keep those things up on top of those shelves instead of like, you know, right now maybe on my cube organizer, that's where they are. And then in that case, I'll have more storage space on those because it's not being taken up by the things that are on that shelf, you know, like if that makes sense. And then also too, I was thinking for the one side of my desk, because I have the Alex drawers, I actually might get another one of the tall Alex drawers and put it on the side of my desk, because I think it should fit there and should fit perfectly fine with the door and everything like that. But I actually think that I'd like it better being there and having a tall one, because I have the shorter one underneath my desk right now, but it's currently propping up my desk because the I don't have the legs, because I thought that was how I was going to do it and like have it all screwed in and secured and stuff like that. But actually no, it is not, and that was not how I wanted to do it, because I realized that we had to adjust some stuff, because also to the floor in one part was not completely flat and even either. Like there's a weird board right where my desk is, of like a wood board, because it's wood flooring in here, that's like kind of like popping up almost a little bit. It's not like popping up, but it's like the floor is a little, and not like uneven, but like they're just kind of like wedged together where they're like kind of pushing up. Like the tension of them is kind of like causing them to push up a little bit, and so it made it uneven, so we had to put little like little level like feet underneath it to just like kind of level it out. And it wasn't bad, and again, it wasn't really that noticeable, but it was something that I was like, if I'm putting my desk on it, I want to make sure that it's like level and everything like that. But also because of that, then it also made the Alex drawers too short, and I actually bought the wrong one as well. It wasn't the right one, but it was the one that I wanted. So the idea is I'm just going to get 2 more feet actually. I have 1, but I'm going to get 2 more and then secure them in 2 other spots underneath the desk, and then just keep the Alex drawer that I have have there underneath the desk, along with my computer, because I have like got a ton of room between that and having the desk chair there. Actually, I have a ton of space, but I want to get maybe a tall Alex drawer. It's like the set for next to the desk on the other side, because I should still have enough room with the door actually. And right now there is my grandma's old like 3 little drawer thing that's kind of almost under the desk a little bit, that I'm actually giving to my dad, because it's like a wooden one and everything else in my room is white, so I didn't want to keep it anyway. But right now it just has stuff that, again, I should just move it to the Alex drawer, because that was what I bought it for, was to organize like all of the stuff that was in there already. I was like, I'm gonna put it in there, and I was like, okay, that's fine, but I just haven't moved it because I'm too scared to organize it right now. So and I don't know if I'm gonna have enough space between that and the stuff that I also have still upstairs that I needed to put in there as well, which is why I was like, well, why don't I just get another Alex drawer and then get the tall one. I have to figure out too, like where the door is, where do I want those shelves as well. So again, it's just a whole lot. It's been taking me a long time to figure this out, and not figure it out, it's more like I think about it and I'm like, oh, I really want to do this, and then I'm like, I'm too overwhelmed, and then I don't do it. So I don't know, maybe though too, because the other thing is I need help measuring, and I need to like get a ladder almost to like get on the side of my desk so that I can measure it. But I kind of need help with that, so maybe over this weekend I can get some help. Well, actually no, my dad's not going to be here over this weekend. He is going to be gone. He is going to a football conference thing. I think not on Sunday. I think it's only for like not all day. I think it's like after school on Friday, so like 3 o'clock or maybe 2, 1 o'clock, something like that. The coach, him and only one other coach are going to it, and then on Saturday I think it's most of the day as well, and then they'll be back I think Saturday like evening or night or whatever I think, and then they'll be like, my dad will be home on Sunday. But that does change up when we're going to the grocery stores. I think we are going to try and go to Meijer though tomorrow, but they're coming to measure the floors tomorrow. But the whole point was that reminded me of telling you guys about the stuff for my room, and you know, just like, I don't know, what do you do when you like are at a complete like, I need to order this stuff so that I can figure out where to put this stuff, but I can't put this stuff there until I have the stuff, and I don't want to get this stuff until I know what I need to like that's kind of where my head is right now. And like I said, it's just the fact that I don't want to make multiple purchases. If it was like, oh, I'm just going to like Target to go and pick up like some new bins to organize the stuff with or whatever, that would be fine, because I could do that at any time. But with IKEA, it's like I have to separately go and order it, or I have to go to the store, and it's not super easy to like, you know, I don't know, go there, because it's a lot farther away, and just like the shopping and then finding the specific thing that you want in the store, and you know, like, and what if I need a lot of them too? Like they might not even have that many on stock. Like again, I don't need that many, that I think like they wouldn't have enough at the store. But sometimes they don't have a lot of the stuff, like, and sometimes they are sold out, like, and they might not have as many, and I'd end up having to order it anyway. So like, what's the point? I might as well just order it online. So you know, that is kind of where I am right now in the grand scheme of things, and in my room. But I have though, like, my room just feels so cozy. But that was kind of the point that I was going to make, was just my room has felt so cozy to me, like having my carpet in here, like it feels like a room. Whereas like, you know, before when I was in here and like my furniture was in here and everything like that, but like it was painted, but like we didn't have the trim on yet, the floor wasn't finished. You know, this was the first time I was in here before I moved back out to have them finish the stuff in here. But like it feels cozy, like it feels like a room. Like I love being in here, and it's still not even done. Like I still don't have my canopy on my bed. I still, like I said, there's still a mess over here that needs to be organized. You know, there's a lot of stuff that's still not done, but like every time that I'm in here, I'm just like, it feels like a room. Like it feels like my room. Like, you know, it's cozy. Like I've kept it very clean as well, and very minimalist. Minimalist in one sense, I guess. Like I said, there's still kind of a mess in some places, and you know, my desk though is pretty clean and stuff like that, but like there's just not a lot of clutter, other than, I keep looking over here, this stuff, other than this is kind of a big eyesore, I think, in the room for the most part. But again, like there's not that much stuff. Like it's generally kind of you know, and because maybe the room's bigger, it also doesn't feel like there's quite as much like clutter in here, because like in my old room, like if I put one thing on my desk, it was so noticeable because my desk was so small and like the space was so small, so like anything that was in that room just felt so noticeable. But in here it's like maybe because the room's bigger, and like it just, if I like put something on my desk, I'm not like, oh my gosh, there's clutter on my desk kind of thing. Like I can put something, set a book there, and it doesn't feel like it's like, okay, now my entire desk is a mess and I need to clean it up kind of thing, you know. And then my thing is, I always say this, clutter breeds more clutter. When you put one thing down, like this is this is the thing too with dishes in our kitchen sink. If somebody puts a dirty dish in the sink and they don't like rinse it out right away and they just let it sit there, then everybody else starts piling it on. And that's the same thing too, I feel like, with clutter. You put a book down, then you put something else on top of that book, then you put more stuff on top, and then before you know it, it's clutter breeds more clutter. And then there's just a pile of stuff that like has to be gone through and you need to organize. And you know, like that is me. That's why like this space so far, again, it's only been 2 months or so, really, 2.5 months maybe, but again, I am very proud of myself for the most part and how well this space has stayed kind of this way. And also just the you know, like I said, it still feels very roomy and very cozy, and like, you know, it's the space that I want. So and I feel the most happy and comfortable and in here. So anyways though, I am going to take a shower and get to bed. I will see you guys in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, and I'll see y'all very soon. Shiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.